order, please.
I wouldn't go there.
Cell phones turned down or turned off. Thank you. Please stand for prayer. Let us
Pray, Lord, that we who serve the people in public office may have your blessing and guidance in our deliberations and decisions, so that what we accomplish here this evening will be just and beneficial to the people we serve.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
roll call, guys. Or Tammy.
Okay. Patel, Herrick,
Here.
Fitzgerald,
Here.
Irvin,
Right here.
Peeler,
Here.
Schutz.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion that we excuse both Councilman Jeff Schutz and Jack Bertel. They're both on vacation.
Second.
Roll call.
Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Irvin,
Yes.
Peeler,
Yes.
Herrick.
Yes.
All right. Reading and approval of minutes. Yes, George.
I see a couple little modifications. Under water and sewer, there's a mentioning of checkbook Ohio, that should be up in the finance category. Where's this going?
Yes.
Right down to where it says process. So that part needs to be up with
Okay,
finance.
now can I put that in a revision in the next, in these minutes?
Yeah, well, that's to be a revised issue of this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Got it for
Yeah,
the.
so another copy of
file.
this
Okay.
with that
Okay.
being up in there.
And Tammy, there's also no safety report on here.
Oh, what report?
A safety report. There's no safety report. I gave
Yes,
up.
that's what
I gave up.
disappeared. I have to talk to Kyle and then I'll add it, I'll put it in
I thought you
these
said
minutes.
finance.
It's two
Okay.
of those, yeah, they
Okay.
both disappeared.
Is there anything else you need corrected?
This set from here. What's in here? That's supposed to be, the checkbook allows of finance. What with this part, this is the financial report of the water committee. That's where I think I understand. So, yeah.
Didn't make sense when I did it like that.
You guys figured out?
Okay.
Yes, George.
Motion to approve the minutes as being amended to be brought before council next time.
Second. I did. I did.
Herrick,
Yes.
Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Irvin,
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Okay, any petitions and communications? All right, we're gonna do a little different today. We're gonna let the public speak first at the beginning of the meeting. So we'll start on the right-hand side. Kyle, do you have anything, Kyle? Diane,
Yes.
stand and state your name, please.
Okay. My name's Diane Waugh. Do you need my address?
Yep.
407 St. Clair Avenue. Okay. I am here concerning an issue that we have with the storm sewer that was filled in on Fairview Way. Okay. I have pictures. I'll go ahead and read my statements, and then I'll present you pictures so you can see the issue. My husband John had originally reached out to Ed probably about 3 weeks ago concerning the issue of the water runoff that comes down Fairview Way, and which has caused an issue with my yard and my retaining wall. When I saw Ed last Thursday, I had asked him about that, and he had said that him and Timmy Eddy had both come and looked at it, and they felt that it was not a city issue, that it was an issue with our downspouts. And I proceeded to tell him that that's not the issue because we have French drains. That's where our water goes into another place. So basically, the storm sewer, which if you will have set up, I'll present this picture to you so you can see the storm sewer was totally cemented over. And there's only one picture, you'll have to share it. This was done about a year ago. The reasoning behind it was the pipe that leads from the storm sewer down the road to St. Clair, I believe, had collapsed. So therefore, to not wanting to fix the road in any way, because it would have to tear up Donnie Paschke's driveway and tear up that road, that was just covered over. Okay, so you're going to see here, and they're all numbered. Those ones. Okay, you'll see there's 4 pictures here. What happens is when we had the bad storms, we took pictures of the water that comes down. That's the only storm sewer on that whole road. So now the water comes down and it's flowing down the road so fast that it's going underneath. It's deteriorating the road. The road is sinking. So it's going underneath the road, and then it's going over top of the road, and the road is sinking. So when it's coming and doing that, it's flowing so fast, as you'll see, he's got more pictures coming, that it deteriorated part of my yard, and it's where the dirt was, it's made my retaining wall started to come apart. I'll wait till he finishes showing you the water. You'll see how, and I put like circled how fast the water ran the other day down the road. I mean, it was basically like flooded on St. Clair at the bottom. Also, there is a manhole there. That you'll be able to see that is sinking also because of the fact that the water is running down underneath the road, which is causing it to sink, and it's running above the road, which is deteriorating not only my property, but Mrs. Paschke's property.
This sewer, is that behind Paschke's house?
Yes,
That's
it
the
is,
one right on the
corner.
corner, right on the
All right.
corner.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was never fixed.
But I know we have problems down below too, where it meets St. Clair.
Yes.
That one down there, yes.
Yes.
But we did dig that out at one time. I remember that.
Well, you'll be able to see, I think Jody has, where the,
Both the manholes.
you can see how that's sinking even more. So as that's sinking, the ground's sinking, and it's making where my retaining wall is, that's sinking. And then you'll see what it's doing to my retaining wall. And I also put where the dirt actually was at one time.
There's actually bricks out of the manhole and it's sucking the dirt out of my wall, out from underneath my wall.
And you'll see how it's causing our retaining wall to pull apart. Which we had professionally done. But that can't even be fixed, and that's my issue. My issue is that I want my retaining wall fixed professionally. That needs to, that whole section, but that can't even be fixed until you address the fact of the water coming down. That storm sewer needs to be reopened, and that road needs to be fixed.
You see them steps when you're done.
Now, let me. Yeah. Actually, I'll have you. I'll get the show. These pictures you're going to have is where you can see where Diane's property is sinking on her side of the road. But when the water comes down, it gushes all the way down the middle of the road. It just,
Were these pictures from last Thursday?
yes.
No, I'm just gonna say, in my yard, I've never seen what happened last Thursday happen to my yard. I live on Wilson up by Hill School, and it looked like it was coming out of my sidewalk. It was coming down. It went places in my yard that I have never had an issue with. So I'm not saying that you don't
Well,
have
it
this
comes
issue,
down
or
like
it was
that in
just
light
because.
rain.
Well, it
Okay,
comes
that's
all the
what I
time
wanted
that
to
way.
know.
That's why we put French drains around our house, because the water used to come straight down, because there was like a rut in the road, so the water would come straight down and go right into my basement. So I put French drains around, so that alleviated that. Well, now it's turning, and when it has nowhere to go. So, I mean, you can see the damage it's done to the road.
Right.
Right now, Diane, did talk to Tim, I don't know if you talked to him.
I haven't talked to him.
But he is gonna put a curb down there for
So I was
now,
gonna say,
tomorrow. He's
put a
gonna
curb
he's gonna
at
do
least.
it tomorrow for sure, because we talked today. He's going down tomorrow, he said he's gonna put the curb
Well,
in. We'll see what that's gonna do, you know.
Well, we're definitely gonna have to take a look at that. Like I said, even with the curb, it's gonna be going down there and just flowing right down St. Clair, so, you know, I know about this issue a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, because then we need to address the issue of my wall.
Yeah, well, we wanna get that fixed first.
Yes. Yeah, yes, definitely get the road fixed, and then we'll address the issue of fixing my wall.
I'll talk to Timmy, we'll see what we can do. We have to dig that whole thing up again. I mean, we talked about it.
Okay, and you can keep those pictures, I have other pictures.
Bob, the reason we didn't dig it up the first time is when Oops marked the road, they marked like 8 gas lines up through
Yeah.
there. And that's when they decided to close that off, and instead of digging up all the gas
They
lines.
didn't know where the gas lines were, I
Right.
think, as he just told me, yeah.
Right.
So it's gonna take a bit to get it taken care of, you
As
know.
long as it gets taken care of, that's all I ask. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. You have anything else, Diane?
No.
John, you have anything?
I'm good.
Like you say, he's gonna do that tomorrow, just to start off with, like Bob said, we're gonna look more into it, so.
Okay, thank you.
Just like you say, we'll do what we can do. Champ, you have anything? Harry?
Yeah, Harry Broccoli, 252 Hallock Avenue. Want to inquire about the pool park manager. Who are they? And how much are they getting paid?
Harry, why is this being brought up?
I was offered a job.
What's that?
I was offered that job previously,
I don't think.
and I just wanted to find out how it ended up. I can't get no answer.
You know who the park manager is, you know how that is.
No, I
It's
don't.
only discussed in here, Harry. We could go to an executive session, and I can discuss it with you there. I mean,
You can't tell everybody in here how much money they're making? And who they, for
I
sure
don't know how
who
much
they
you
are?
make. It's public record. Go to Ken Kruger now or Jackson. They'll tell you.
Okay, Josh, you're there, I'm asking you.
I don't have it in front of me here.
It was 3,200.
Yeah,
It was
3,200, Eric.
Right.
3,200.
They both making 3,200?
No.
No.
Split.
Wait a minute, Ernie, is this to be discussed in here?
Yeah, it's public record as long as.
But I mean, why is this being brought up?
Well, I don't.
Why is this being brought up? I'd like to know that.
I've tried to find an answer, nobody.
Now, this has been an issue for the last 3 council meetings, Harry, and there's something going on here. You have a problem, you come see me or Bob Smith.
I have. I haven't talked to you about
You
this.
haven't talked to me about this.
No, I just presented this to you tonight. I
Yeah.
talked to Bob about other things, so.
I'll talk to you after the meeting.
so.
Thank you.
I didn't think I'd get a good answer.
Harry, is there something,
Harry, I gave you a good answer, 3,200, I know that.
when I worked that job, I took hourly. When I worked that job 10
It
years
is
ago.
3,200.
And I think they may be getting paid hourly. I'm not really sure
Yeah.
how it's going, but it should not exceed what we have up there. So
Right,
I don't know what the issue is, but
I don't
you
either.
know.
I mean, this is starting to be.
You know, we couldn't even get a manager up there, folks. We had to, I'm happy we have those 2 people up there managing that pool. I'll be
We're lucky to get
honest with you.
volunteers up there. Nobody wants to volunteer up there.
I didn't think we'd have a manager to open that pool. We put it out there and nobody applied. So that's where we were at.
Rose, you have anything? Pat? Yes, Joe.
Joe Sagan, 208 Elmer Street. I was asked by the residents of 200 block of Elmer Street, they'd like to have a block party again. They had one in the past. They're looking at August 18th. They'd like to have permission from the council to block off the street. Like they did that way for safety for the kids, the children running up and down the street. They asked me if I asked the council to be okay. If I have to them assembly permit. We did in the past, it was a good time. I mean, the past way.
Up at Sunrise Terrace, they always had a block party where they block one of the
We did
streets.
that on Eleanor a few years ago. We approved it.
Last
There was
year,
no
I
problem.
Yeah, I was
What date is it?
Person.
18th, it's on a Sunday, yes. I'll pick up the, I think last time I picked up the block stuff from Timmy, and I'll put them up, I'll bring them all back and everything.
Traffic can still get around and
Yes.
it doesn't cause a problem.
We got some new neighbors up there, we like to meet them and stuff. We're getting a lot of youth and like to get to know all our new neighbors. We had one like 5 years ago, they have another one.
Well, August what?
August 18th.
18th Sunday.
But they go around Vine, is that what they were
Yeah,
doing?
they was going around Vine, they dropped down off of
Okay.
Scenic, and we'll let 911 know, the fire department know. If the ambulance gotta come up, we will definitely go up. I have an ATV, run up that section, move them real quick so they can get through there, so there ain't gonna be no headache or something like that.
Council has to approve the crossing of the streets.
George?
Motion to approve as requested the blocking off of 200 Eleanor on the 18th Sunday for a block party. Second.
Peeler,
Yes.
Urban,
Yes.
Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Herrick.
Yes.
Thank you, council, I'll let the citizens know.
Amy, you have anything?
I do not. I
Yes.
told my son I would mention you guys need an extra pizza cooker at the pool.
Thank you.
That's from my 11-year-old. Doesn't go fast enough.
You have anything?
It's Teresa over 257 Highlock. We'll wait till the next session when Mr. Schutz and Mr. Rattel is here to address the village council, please. At this time.
Thank you. Mr. Carney, you have anything?
They wouldn't let me talk to you.
No, you're right. We'll get these out in a little bit. Okay. Next, Mr. Thrashers, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Aaron, Scott, go ahead. It's up to you. I'm gonna give you a rundown of the paving and the storm sewer separation and things that are going on right now.
Okay, the 2019 street resurfacing project is it's 30% complete. The village is going to order 26 adjustment rings for all the roads. And Tom Miser is working with NCS to work out the details to complete the project. Item 2 on the CSO separation in the EQ basin. The funding schedule with the EPA is we plan to submit for a design loan by August 1st. A resolution needs to be acted upon, and it needs to be awarded no later than September. And once it is awarded, the village can be reimbursed. The construction loan by September 1st would be awarded in December, and the design loan will be rolled into a construction loan, and it'll be a 30-year loan, 0% interest. And the schedule to follow that is we plan on submitting for a PTI, which is a permit to install, which is a submittal to the EPA. That's August 15th, with advertising for bids in mid-September, opening bids mid-October, and award to the lowest bidder at the end of October. And the village will need to pass a resolution awarding the bid, and then we will submit the complete bid packet to the EPA no later than November 1st. Is there any questions? Yeah.
I have a few. First question. There were some expenses recently that drew some questions from village council. Are we currently paying out of pocket for some sort of things as far as design and as far as these things go? It will be reimbursed later, I presume,
Yes.
right?
Exactly what's going to happen.
The design loan is going to go in, as long as this loan is approved tonight and signed off where the tabs are by the mayor and the resolution's passed, I can have it submitted by the end of the week. That's what I came down and met with Kim last week for. It takes EPA about a month to approve it, and then once I get all the canceled checks from Kim of all the invoices she has paid, EPA will then reimburse you back the money that has been already expensed. And then what will happen with the construction loan, so you don't have a 5-year loan with the design, you will roll in all the design fees into the construction loan, and it will be a 30-year 0% interest. So EPA will pretty much take the construction portion of the design, pay it off the design loan, and roll. You guys will just end up with one loan then.
Is there a design already set? Would there be a cost estimate we could see, or is that not quite finalized yet?
Council has already passed.
We've seen cost estimates already.
I was looking for a final cost estimate. When they were last here, I asked the question, was told to receive something back, of which we've not received. At least I haven't received.
Well, based off of the
anything since then.
engineering agreements that are going to go in with the design loan, the design fee is $575.
I think he's talking about construction.
Overall, the whole
You
project.
went to
I'm looking for
the
total scope.
number.
Yeah.
And we should be able to get a better number now that we're getting closer and closer to
Correct.
where we're going to put the
The-
EQ tank and things like that.
Yes, the CSO separation is almost 100% completely designed, so we have a very solid estimate on that. I don't have that number at my fingertips. The EQ basin is a couple weeks away from being completed, so the design. So I don't have solid numbers on that yet.
Okay, and once those are finished, council will get a something as far
Yeah, we
as
can provide those to you.
expectations and things
We
at that
can
point in
provide
time.
those to you.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else?
Well, I just need,
Oh, you gotta get this signed,
the
yeah.
mayor needs to sign where their tabs are, and then you can either email this back to me, just make sure that it's in color.
You gotta pass a resolution tonight?
Yes. Once both
Can't,
of
oh,
you
we
are done.
can't, because we have to suspend the rules.
We don't have.
We don't have
We don't have 5 counties, so we
Okay.
can't. We can't
Because it would
pass
take 3
resolutions.
readings
I
right now, so we'll have to do it
Take
tomorrow.
3 readings.
There'll be, everybody will be here tomorrow, and then they will suspend the rules. and then
Okay,
we'll-
you guys can, yeah, as long as I have the resolution, I can submit by
Worst case
Friday.
scenario, we'll meet Thursday too, and then we'll have the final reading and
Okay.
No, that's okay. I can, what Kim can do, or whoever on council, just scan it in, the resolution and loan in color, so EPA can see the blue ink for signatures, and I can submit it that way.
Okay,
Hear
we'll
that,
put on the
Bob?
docket for, yeah. Put on the docket for, you guys meeting tomorrow again?
yeah, we got a meeting set up for 6 tomorrow, and probably
So they could
Thursday.
probably-
Thursday too, we're gonna try, if we give it 3 readings, we're
Yeah.
okay.
If
Yeah,
Jeff
just
can
suspend
come
it.
tomorrow, we can suspend the rules.
I think, I don't know if
Okay.
Jack's coming back tomorrow.
He won't.
I don't know when Jack's
But we
coming
can
back.
do it with the 5 of us though, right?
Four.
If Jeff's here.
Yeah,
Jeff will be
here,
here
yeah, with
tomorrow.
5, we can go
And
3
suspend
straight
the
days.
rules.
Yeah, you can just suspend the rules and read it 3 times and get it over with.
Right.
Shoot should be here, Jack will be back on Sunday.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. Thanks.
Alrighty.
I'll be talking to you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for,
All right, before I even hand the show over to Bob, I'd just like to remind everybody on August 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, there'll be the community days up at the park. And we've been talking about having a Mingo museum, you know, on up the park that day. Jim's gonna have maybe a tent or something in there that has a few things in it. And there's gonna be forms out there that if anybody would like to donate anything from Mingo, you know, they'll be in a secure place. We'll find a place for it. And on display at Community Day, there's going to be a 1963-64 Key Club book, which was a national winning book at that time, 1963-64. And I know a lot of people have been talking about that, but Jim called the other day. He really wants to do this, and I think, you know, if we could get some volunteers and maybe build a nice case, display case, we could put it, we talked about downstairs at the city building here or somewhere else. And if anybody would like to donate things, you know, they'll be, because down the road, a lot of people, I mean, you're going to, you want to say, you got a bunch of memorabilia, but you're going to,
we're going to die out.
we're going to die out and all that stuff's just going to get thrown out. But I think we could have a pretty good one like they have down Wheeling at the Civic Center. And I know I have a few things. I know Mr. Herrick has some. Mr. Smith probably has some. You know, a few things. Jerseys, shirts, helmets. Yeah. I have an old starter track thing, blocks down the Cinder. So keep in mind up there, he's going to have forms at Community Days, which is going to be that August. The opening ceremonies will be over here on August 1st with the unveiling of the mural like they had for the deer hunter, which is going to be reckless. I'm not really sure what time that's going to be, what that unveiling is going to be. I imagine around, I don't want to say a time. Jody, do you know what time?
I do not.
So on that Thursday, probably around noon, I imagine. But Amy, I could get a hold of you.
It's at noon.
It's at noon?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
There's a story that's going to be going in.
Oh, okay.
One day, might be tomorrow.
And so
The first.
everybody's more than welcome to come up and fill in forms out. If you want to donate anything or suggest anything, you're more than welcome. And on that, I'll hand it over to Bob.
Council? I know we're probably still getting calls on potholes, but you know, we got a bunch of them around. You know, we're still continuing to patch. You know, I have a limited work crew out there, guys. You know, they're doing the best they can. I had a guy call today, he's talking about he blew a tire out. I said, you know, hey, you know, sorry about that, but we can't do much about that. Like I said, we're just trying to patch everything. And of course, you see what we're doing out there trying to pave. I've had issues with the pavers. I've been fighting with them behind the scenes. You know, we're going to get the paving job done. We're going to get it done right. So that's why they were called off right now. We have to get the rings to raise our manholes. They've damaged our manholes. They've done some things that I don't appreciate. And like I said, I've been talking to the big bosses from those folks, and we'll get it done right. I'm not going to, you know, we borrowed $500,000. We're going to get it done right. I'm going to chip and seal a few roads too. Woodland, I'm getting another road, Jags. Thanks for the money, buddy. I appreciate it. And Vine and Legion. And we might even double.
Go ahead.
We might even double chip and seal them this time to see, because I think they held up pretty well, actually. And you know, people don't like chip and seal. They feel that it's, you know, it's beneath them. They want the asphalt. They want the asphalt, but they actually have a thing called a fog out there. Now the county's going to try it this year, where it actually come over, and it's another adhesive that you put over the top, and it fools people because it makes everything turn black. Okay, so they think that they got pavement, but it's another adhesive that really helps, you know, keep the number 8 rock in there. And they're going to try it. I told them, you know, you can try it on us if you want to. You know, I don't really care, but But I'm gonna double chip and seal those roads. Vine needed it pretty bad, and the other two, like I said, Legion, I'm trying to get that place worked up because, when I see the kids down there on the ball field, it brings back very good memories. And I want to try to make that place as nice as I can and try to get that paved even next year over to the pool. Because let's face it, that's kind of our show place around here. We want to make it the nicest as we can. But I think it's going to hold up. I think it's a good idea. I could get like 3 roads done for like $18,000. You can't beat the price, actually.
Oh, can I add one more road?
You can't now.
No, but I mean just go in the pothole.
Well, yeah, okay, which one?
Frank Avenue,
Okay,
where
yeah.
Mr. Sogan lives.
I know that,
Tam
yeah,
Rocks and
yeah.
that, yeah. Teresa saw me.
Well, there's 2 or 3 roads I got to tell Timmy about, and I'm going to try to get them to do a lot of this work this week because it's not 90 degrees and 90% humidity. Doing that work is not easy, guys. And it's not easy. I keep trying to tell Timmy not to work so hard actually because I don't want him dropping on me. But we'll continue to take care of that. And that's why we got to start getting away from patching these roads and replacing these roads. Because all it does is the first snow, that just pops that stuff right back out. And it just, a lot of hard work for nothing. But we still have to continue to do it so that we can drive across these roads. We're making a lot of inroads. No pun intended. But we are making some good progress. The catch basins, yeah, we always have a problem with catch basins. Yours was a major problem. So, we're going to try to see what we can do to take care of that. The splash pad, went on a blink again. Folks came down and they basically overrode my variable frequency drive. They told me I had a lightning hit, so it's done, dead. They came in, it's just running kind of full blast like it has been, full capacity. But I had Raindrop come in, a representative, and I was really like, okay, this is going to be 10 or 15 grand. He doesn't think it's going to be that much. But, he could have come back in 2 weeks to do the replacement and try to fix everything up. And I just said, let's just hold off till next because we got to winterize it. And we only have probably a month left, if that, left with that pool. So let's just wait till next year. And I'll have him down there probably, May, or, when we start to get some warm weather. And I really want to get that thing up to where it needs to be. Where the eye is working, where if there's nobody in there, it's not going to be running. And get all of the adjustments right. And, and we will train our personnel up there so they don't blow our board up again. I'm really, like I said.
Do we have a meter up there yet, Bob?
No, we don't. I don't have a meter up in there yet. But I'm really just kind of disappointed that, that that's water over the bridge. No pun intended. But we're going to try to take care of that, make sure that thing really runs like it's supposed to run. So.
I have a question about that. I know you got $500,000 line to do certain streets. Exactly what streets are you planning on doing this for?
What, next year or this year?
Well, hopefully this year, because Murdoch Avenue is atrocious.
Murdoch, we're going to do Murdoch. That one right down by Murdoch West, actually, down by the funeral home.
Yes, yes.
Well, that's one of the roads on there.
Okay. How many roads are there actually going to be done this year? Do you know?
Well, about 5, and not complete roads. Yeah. We got a portion up on McClister going down to Covington. We got West Boulevard. We got Valley. We had Petrick, all the way on Petrick.
Yeah.
Petrick was awful, and Murdoch, and then North Hill.
North Hill, right?
Yeah, up to 5 points. So, I actually had a study done that shows me the roads, what they need to do, and I had the whole village done. For like, probably like $3 or $4 million, we can have them all done, but we just can't. But you never want to do that anyhow, because then they'll all wear out at the same time too, so. So, we're trying to make, like I said, we know that we have to get things done. We cannot continue to patch and let's cross our fingers, hope the mill stays going like it is. And my job here is to make sure our infrastructure is good. And I'm invested in the roads. I'm going to invest in our water treatment plant. I'm going to invest in our sewage treatment plant, and we're going to get these things back up to where they need to be because they've been neglected for 20 years. And that's not an exaggeration. So and we've made a lot of, like I said, a lot of headway. So thank you. Wayne Rucker will be coming on board 29 July. So I'm looking forward to having him here. I think he's going to be a major asset to this village. And, I welcome him with open arms, that's for sure. So the property acquisition is complete, the property that we got down there. So I think it was done, Monday possibly? Monday or Tuesday, we signed everything over. Yeah. So so we'll start some work down there. Cal repaired 2 exhaust fans that probably hadn't been looked at for 15 years on top of that roof. Oh, sorry, Johnny Wall, my classmate, 1978. Johnny was up there, and I didn't know it was you. I thought it was Cal. Heck with you, Cal. Thanks, Johnny.
How can you confuse those?
All right, well, it's kind of tough. You know, they're starting to look alike.
They almost got
They
the
work.
same
They work so much together. They start to look alike. But we appreciate it. We appreciate what you guys do. I appreciate it. Well, we may have our differences, right, Cal? But you know, we get it done.
We work through that.
Yeah, we do. And I'm talking about chip and sealing 3 roads. Those are roads, Woodland, Legion, and Vine. The diving board has a bearing going on. We're probably going to try to replace it. We've got to burn it off, whatever else. I'm just very disappointed that I don't have 2 boards working right now. Very disappointing, because that's why I put a new board on there. I'd love to put another board on there, honestly, because it looks so nice. It really does. And we're going to have to do some work around that pool, too, because, you know, we got some cracking cement and things like that. And I'm going to caulk all around the sides as soon as we empty that out, because we're losing water through the sides. But, you know, I think got the best, what do I want to say, compliment from my neighbor. And she had not been down that park probably for 10 years. And she went down there and she just could not believe how beautiful that park looked. And I think it looks beautiful too. I think that all the folks down there are doing a very good job maintaining that park. So every once in a while you get a couple of kudos. Update SSO, they already talked to you about it. So we're starting to paint the curbs too. We got the guys out there starting to paint the curbs.
Did they get the paint?
Yep, we got the paint, and they started.
Talking to Craig, they had.
I told him about the one at Craig. They already had. They went and bought some paint, and they'll get his paint sooner or later. But I told Timmy.
Okay.
I even told Timmy. I said, you know, they got that paint because I know. So yeah, they'll get it. They'll get it
So they're
sooner or
doing
later.
Logan,
What's that?
are they prioritizing Logan?
Well, I didn't know if they prioritized. It looked like they started right down here at the bottom of McClister. So I can talk to them about Logan getting up there and getting that taken care of.
That was a mess. That was
So
back in May.
that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Snell. Mr. Huggins, do you have anything? Ernie?
Nothing else. Bob said we closed on the real estate thing. Basically, that was the only thing that we had this week, so that's it.
Thank you. Chief Sagan?
I just know, everybody knows we had armed robbery last July 11th. We're working a case. We're getting close. Let's leave it at that. I'd like to have council look at the budget. I requested a detective. I believe a detective is needed in our department. Like Bob said, his department neglected, so our police department has been neglected for about 9-10 years. There's a spot in the budget for, you can see, drug enforcement officer. The citizens of Mingo Junction voted for one back when they did 2% income tax. I know when the finances was short, they took some of the funds out of it. I'd like to see if council will look at it and start funding it with more percentage of the 2%.
You got full-time or part-time, Joe?
Be a full-time position. Citizens voted for that, on a 2% for drug enforcement officer. We have a drug problem in Mingo, and like everybody else, we have meth coming in our town, and you can start seeing the crime. I mean, start curbing it while we get a chance. I've been asking council for last time. I see everybody else getting money. I like to see us at least get our drug department funded again. I'll leave it to the detective division. Also, Bob, what's up with downstairs? Hear anything back from that gentleman?
Not yet. Actually, somebody was supposed to come by and take a sample of that and to tell me if it was friable.
That was about 2 weeks ago.
I haven't heard anything back from him.
And about 2 weeks
And we, you
ago,
know, and well, let's put it this way, that's going to be an expense on us probably because our insurance don't cover it.
they need to get fixed.
The what?
On my evidence room. I mean,
Yeah, we got some issues down there with some possible asbestos. So
and mold and everything else in my evidence room. I've been trying to, working. But that's all I have, Mayor and Council.
All right, thanks, Chief. Chief Wright's not here, I see. Kyle, anything for you?
On a good note, with Mr. Ruckman coming on board, I may not have to
give you any more of my updates. I assume you're all looking forward to that, but this may be the last one. I appreciate the time and everything. What I would like to report on this one is both ditches are up and running now. The plant was designed for both ditches to run simultaneously. It hasn't been done in about 30 years. John Wall and I got everything going. They've been up and running for a week. The numbers that are coming out of the plant's lab are phenomenal. You have to understand that if a flow coming in the plant is 500 gallons a minute, before one ditch would have to push out 500 gallons a minute. Now running two ditches, it splits between the two, and only 250s in one, 250 in the other, which causes everything to calm down. When it calms down, the clear water goes out, and the rest of the stuff stays where it's supposed to. Our lab results in the last week, I'm allowed 30 parts per million going out the door. The first reading we did on the new ditch, I got a 1 out the door. Monday, I got a 4 going out the door. My numbers, like I said, are phenomenal now. The water's crystal clear, 9 feet down. I am completely impressed, and if I can, because of the new EQ tank, I will have the ability to run the plant exactly like it is now. This is my test to see how it's supposed to run, and then the EQ will let me pull it in as I see fit. But my numbers are fantastic. I like what it's doing, and I'm going to run both of them. I will have to drop one every now and then to clean, but we're running both of them, John and I. One day we test one ditch, the next day we test the other one. We keep them balanced to make sure everything's the same, and the numbers are all the same, the air is the same. I'm just ecstatic about this. This is the way the plant was designed to run, according to the manual that came with the plant. That's what it says to do, and the numbers are phenomenal. And thank you for rebuilding, because I could have never done this without 2 brand new ditches. The last math I did, we had a high flow 1.3 inches, was it? The last one, 1.3 inches of rain. I did the math when the plant topped out, and the plant topped out, it will process 3.6 million gallons in 24 hours. It's a 3 million gallon plant. And with the EQ, if it's a 2 million gallon tank, I can take in 5.7 million gallons. Yeah.
You can take on the world right now,
Yeah,
right?
thank you very much. I just, like I said, I like the numbers, and I appreciate that council's me being able to do the presentations and stuff. I assume that Mr. Ruckman's probably going to take over. I will be relaying everything to him, but I want to thank you and Dawn for everything. And I'm going to continue with Bob's help rebuilding this place. And actually, now I'm upgrading. The rebuilds are almost done. The things that were broke are almost fixed. This is the God's honest truth. I got a couple more things to do, then it's upgrades. And I already asked for an upgrade today. Our ditches are, because of the weather, they're always wet. We can't do anything with the ditches. I got grass growing that high. It's a maintenance issue, whatever. But the point being, everybody's done away with ditches. All wastewater plants are running presses. And I would like to have a press and get rid of all that stuff. And that's the number one thing on my 10-year plan with Thrasher, to have a press. If the weather doesn't affect it, you can do all year round. That's my number one thing. After all this is done, I appreciate it.
Didn't we have one?
The press is at the water department. My plant is plumbed to the water department, but because I'll say certain people don't want my stuff in their plant, so it doesn't get utilized, even though it's broke right now. But I am plumbed to run my stuff over there and use that press. I offered a while back to spend the money to redo that press so I could use it. But I was told your stuff ain't coming over here, so that's...
They don't want the cross-contamination.
I want, so I need my own. It's the way to go. It is.
How about having somebody come in? Toronto brings in an actual outfit.
Agri-sludge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Steubenville did it for about 7 years. They had a portable parked out front, and I actually ran it when I worked there, and it worked out so well, they just bought it off the company.
and they're still using it today. Nobody's using drying beds anymore. It's not the weather.
As I told him, I don't put a finger in the dike, we're gonna repair and replace. So I'd rather have our own.
That's my next goal, after all this DEQ and everything else is done, to my own opinion, to improve that plant and to make everything more efficient, I need a press. And that's it. And like I said before, with John's help, we have accomplished just about everything that has been broken in that plant. And that's the truth. We got one more fan to do and a barn roof that needs repaired, and I'm good to go, except for maybe a couple little tiny things. But the major jobs are done, and the plant's running fantastic. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate what you're doing too. We really do, you guys, yeah. Got anything on IT? Since I have you?
Kim had a crisis with Thrasher when they went to do the data. I had to rush in and get her computer fixed because she couldn't pull up her stuff on budget. And other than that, I've been working with her on some issues. The fire department's completely done.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, on to the committees. Jimmy, anything on finance? Nothing? Adam, you want to go with your ordinances?
Yeah, we can jump into those. Actually, they're gonna shift around a bit. We're actually gonna start with resolution 2019-14. So that's the one you said you were gonna go ahead and move forward with, Mayor?
Yeah, we got a resolution here. Zana, can you stand up, please? Okay, she's one of our explorers, and we have a resolution here to commend Dana Van Horn of the Mingo Junction Fire Explorer Post 0047 for her success at the Health Occupation Students of American National Skills USA competition. Whereas Zania Van Horn recently competed in the Health Occupation Students of American National Skills USA competition in Louisville, Kentucky, and whereas Zania Van Horn placed 4th nationally in the Health Occupational Professional Portfolio Gap category during the National Skills Competition, and whereas Zania is a member of the Mingo Junction Fire Explorer Post 0047 program of the Village of Mingo Junction, and whereas Zania's performance is deserving of recognition and commendation by the village. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Mingo Junction, Ohio, that the Village of Mingo Junction, its council and administration hereby extend its commendation and congratulations to Zania Van Horn for her success at the Health Occupation Students of American National Skills USA competition. This resolution shall be enforced in effect from and after the earliest date allowed by law. Congratulations.
When we have everybody here, we'll get you a signed copy with all the signatures.
You want to give us a couple of minutes on how it was, or just a little? Am I embarrassing you? That's okay. I'm gonna tell your mother about this. Okay, you don't have to say nothing.
I will say something.
Okay.
We are darn proud of her. She went up against 30 kids. It was a national competition from all different states. It's not just kids from Ohio. And she placed 4th. And
What's the competition? What do they do?
she's with the Health Organization of Students of America, HOSA. And she just graduated in May. She's a licensed phlebotomist. She is an explorer. She can do ride-along. She is NIM certified. She could go on calls. She is very proud of her. Very proud of her. Congratulations on all your accomplishments, Zana. We love you and we're going to miss you.
That's why.
Maybe get a picture?
Yes.
You're graduating in Creek, right?
Yes.
Mayor, I make we make a motion to adopt this resolution.
At this time.
Second.
Herrick,
Yes?
Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Irvin,
Yes.
Peeler.
Yes. Ready to move on to the next one now? Okay. We're moving on to resolution 2019-15. It's It's a resolution authorizing the mayor of the village of Mingo Junction to apply for, accept, and enter into a water pollution control loan fund agreement on behalf of the village of Mingo Junction for the design of wastewater facilities and designating a dedicated repayment source for the loan.
First reading.
No, next one.
Okay. That was the first reading of that resolution 2019-15. Moving on to the next one in council people, you'll need to update the resolution 2019-16, a resolution authorizing the village to proceed with a replacement levy in the amount of 6 mills on each $1 valuation of the taxable property within the village of Mingo Junction for the purpose of providing funds for garbage, refuse, and waste collection and disposal for the village of Mingo Junction, Ohio. That would be resolution 2019-16. Just one reading on that tonight, correct, Ernie? That concludes the resolutions ordinances for
Yeah.
Well, this will we just add this to, will be the next number in line, or what?
Yeah.
Okay, 2019-17. 2019-17 will be a resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor. That was 2019-17. And that's all for
You
tonight,
may
Mayor.
want to go ahead and set up the next meeting for second reading.
Will you read that?
All for this. Yeah, do we want to set up our next?
Jeff texted me, he just landed in Pittsburgh, so.
Well, what time will he be by, you think? I mean,
It happened.
Between 9:30 probably.
I'm gonna ask him if he could meet at 6 tomorrow.
Now, will you guys suspend the rules tomorrow and then read it 2 more
If
times?
he's here, yes.
Okay.
If not, we'll have to meet Thursday if he can't come and have a third and final reading, right?
yeah. That's it, Mayor.
All right, anything else? All right. Jody, anything on safety?
We did have a meeting, Kyle had asked me to read something about, we had an issue with chlorine down at the wastewater treatment plant. Personal protection equipment and safety general recommendations for chlorine. Employees with respiratory disease or reduced respiratory capacity should avoid working in situations where chlorine exposure is possible. Chlorine users should adopt a medical surveillance program suitable to their needs. Clothing in general areas or a facility or in buildings where chlorine is stored or used, no specialized clothing is required for workers performing routine plant operations. However, long pants, shirt with sleeves, safety glasses, and side shields or goggles approved for use with hazardous chemicals, hard hats, and safety shoes should be worn or be available as dictated by plant practice. They should be free of oil and grease. Respiratory protection. All personnel entering areas where chlorine is stored or handled should carry or have immediately available an escape-type respirator. Chemical cartridge or full-face canister gas masks offer adequate temporary protection. Provide the oxygen content in the air is greater than 19.5% and the chlorine concentration does not exceed the rated capacity of the respirator. The need to protect the eyes from chlorine should be part of the evaluation and appropriate respiratory equipment. Pressure demand self-contained breathing apparatus, SCBA, with a full face piece is required for performing tasks when chlorine may be present unless air sampling verifies the chlorine concentration is such that a lower level of respiratory protection is adequate. Emergency responders must have regularly scheduled and documented training to assure competency with SCBA. The SCBA apparatus should be located on site or at acceptable locations. If arrangements have been made to use an approved outside emergency response group, then the responders and apparatus may be located off-site. Fit testing and regular maintenance programs for respirator equipment are required and must be documented. Specific recommendations. This section addresses only the need for personal protective equipment, PPE, in connection with initial line breaks and the routine operations of unloading containers performed by treatment plant personnel. Emergency response operations are covered in Section 9. These recommendations should supplement the facility's written operating and maintenance procedures, emergency response plan, established programs for training employees. It is assumed that the facility has performed a detailed job safety analysis of the specific task being performed. If the analysis concludes that the lower level of PPE is adequate for the employees performing the operations, such lower level PPE must be fully compatible with these recommendations. We also had a meeting on Murdoch Avenue, the 200 block. We had some complaints of parking issues. Mr. Herrick and I went up there. Jack's out of town, so he was unable to make the meeting. We are going to recommend that they do some curb painting with parking. It's another road in Mingo where, halfway up the hill you're parking on the left, go up 20 more feet you're parking on the right. So we definitely need to get those painted.
That's actually Madison, far Madison.
Yeah, the 200 block. And Bob, no, you know what, never mind. Remind me to get with you, Jags, after I have a picture to show you. And that's all I have on safety.
May I comment, please?
What's that?
May I comment on the, what you read?
Yeah.
So, using the mask, that for the $200 mask, it's acceptable. My question is, because we have nothing at the plant now, safety is an issue, what is the next step as far as getting the mask for us to have on site? What is the issue about following the rest of the rules and regulations that the administration has to do as far as the educational, all that kind of stuff? What's the next move going to be done? My main goal is to get those masks. I know the website, it's something we don't have an account with, so it would have to be a purchase online. And we've already discussed sizes and all that kind of stuff. Basically, what I'm asking you is, I can get the masks soon.
Well, then get them.
And then,
And the cartridges.
Get 'em.
and the cartridges. And
Just talk to me,
sizes.
just tell me what you gotta do. That's that
I'm
answers that.
curious, I'm curious about the rest of it, other than the mask.
Like the education and the training,
Yes.
talk to Wayne Ruckman about it. We'll try to set
I
something
will
up.
order the mask. I will talk to Mr. Ruckman on Monday, and it'll be one of our first issues that we address. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kyle.
Question, so there is no plant procedure, rules, and regulations on safety?
Well, I'm sure there are, yeah. I don't know.
That's why I'm asking you, Bob.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no written plant rules on this yet down there?
I don't know.
Yes,
Yeah.
there is.
We have written rules and procedures and they're
Yeah,
followed.
matter of fact, yeah, we went over that in the last meeting.
Yeah,
That goes
2
along
meetings
the
ago.
EPA and OSHA guidelines?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And they're posted where people can see them, right?
They are right there in that building, yes.
In the
Along
building.
with MSDS sheets and everything
Yeah.
else. Yes.
Where it's at.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So, that's why I didn't quite understand this question. These things were not there, but the rules and regulations said what they had to do.
The rules and regulations were there. He
Our
had procedures.
tanks that they had 30 years ago expired.
Oh,
The
and,
fire department took them, we never got them back. We're asking for more different apparatuses that we ain't gotta wear the tanks.
And the fire department still goes and stands.
And the fire department comes and stands outside the door when we do our job. So we are covered.
I feel a lot safer with the fire department right there with their scuba gear on while I'm in there doing my thing and you're doing
All right, thank you, let's move on. Jody, you or Sash have anything on service?
That's what he's thinking.
No, just other than what we think has to be done, and we're gonna cite those people up on Madison Avenue. Because they got trees going, on the wires going across the street, the trees are growing all the way across on top of that, so I'm gonna talk to Johnny or
over at the fire department there, and we'll get that taken care of.
Adam, anything on streetlights, sidewalks, or curbs?
No report, Mayor.
All right, thank you. George, anything on water and sewage?
Yeah, just one little quick thing. Ernie, I'm not quite sure if I should maybe bring forth an ordinance to modify. In the ordinances right now for the water side, it lists things that I think are kind of like, we're double stating things a little bit there. In the past, we had something, it's like subsection H, where we set the bulk rate at $10 per 1,000 gallons. But since then, we've also made a resolution in the past, and now it's like subsection G, where village administrator gets to negotiate bulk rate. So I don't know if I should make a motion, bring a warrant to like strike H out of there, or?
I think H would probably be at the default.
Should we still like that? Is that, I mean, is language okay?
I'll have to look at it, George.
Okay. And nothing else is not there.
Okay, thank you, George. Adam, you or Ash have anything on the recreation?
No, we didn't meet.
I would like to, on behalf of the Recreation Committee, and I probably would like to speak for all the council, I would like to thank Councilman Schutz for the family fun night that he threw on up at the pool. It was a huge turnout. I mean, it was pretty much more than probably, I don't know what he expected or what everyone expected, but I mean, they were overwhelmed. You know, it was a great turnout. There were people everywhere, and there were a lot of people who were thankful for that night. So, you know, kudos to him for stepping up and actually throwing a big event like that. So it was very generous of him.
$500 hot dogs, he said.
Really?
Jody, anything on health and pension?
Not yet, but we're getting to that point. Probably next meeting I'll have an update.
How about on the senior citizens?
That's Jeff or Fred.
Okay,
Okay.
No report, Brett?
I gotta keep the cost down, okay.
He's the only one down there.
All right, BHJ, nothing to report. Annexation, Adam?
No, Mayor, no report.
Okay, George, anything on economic development?
There is one thing I wanted to put to council administrator's also attention here. Maybe pull up just one brief second here. In the past, I've tried to make sure I kind of go to all these little events for EPA and whatnot, stuff like that. And this one came across my email this morning. I want to make sure everybody was kind of aware of it as it loads here. There's because we talked a lot about how to remake certain areas of the village. An example, downtown area with updated structures and things like that. And there are tools, there are resources, and the key part is how we organize that and put that together. There's an Ohio EPA with US EPA with technical assistance of brownfields from Kansas State at, let's see, I think Mansfield on August 27th and 28th. It's a 2-day little thing, registration for both days. 27th is a funding workshop for a brownfield grant. And the day 2, August 28th, is a grant writing workshop for those type grants. And I would like to go. I'm not quite sure if I can pull it off just yet because that's right in the heat of the start of the school year. So I don't know if I can make it. But just FYI for anybody who might be interested to attend. Those are weekdays. I think it's like a Tuesday, Wednesday type thing, which is all days. Why would they schedule that like that? But nature of things. There's also a CDFA Ohio Roundtable on September 26th in Columbus, all about opportunity zones and things like that, of which Mingo, we're in an opportunity zone entirely, so that's a huge asset. Just a few things to keep ourselves mindful of. I recognize, we have jobs and things like that, but if schedules allow, those might be things that would be advantageous for us to be involved in, take a look into, make contacts, network, learn about some things, and maybe get brainstorming type ideas. In addition, we're looking to schedule a committee meeting here pretty soon. Waiting to hear back from some other parties, so to be announced, and when I do, I'll let everybody know as well as this weekend. I return it back to you, Mayor.
Thank you, George. Adam, anything on the Rules Committee?
Yes, Mayor, we had a meeting earlier tonight preceding the council meeting. We discussed a few of the kind of the must-haves that we really want to include in whatever framework that we put together. We are kind of using the Ohio Revised Code as kind of a template, seeing what we have addressed or what we need to address. We have a few points identified that we want to include. We're going to start putting together an actual document here probably next next meeting. I will be on vacation the week of the 12th, so I won't be at the council meeting that week, but I would like to schedule our next meeting, the following council meetings. What's the date for that? Someone have that quick and handy?
22nd.
22nd? Okay, so August 22nd at 6 o'clock, if that works, and I would like it all at council if possible. So August 22nd at 6 o'clock.
It's on Thursday,
Should be
No,
Tuesday,
no, wait. In August, it's the 13th and 27th.
27th then.
yeah.
Jag said 27th.
Yes.
27th.
Wait, you know my birthday.
August 27th at 6 o'clock before the council meeting. That'll be the second council meeting of the month. So we'll meet at 6 before the meeting. August 27th at 6 o'clock. That's all there.
Thank you. Mr. Harry, do you have anything I haven't asked on the revitalization committee?
Yes, Mayor. We're in the process, if maybe some of you don't know, the Revitalization Committee, we purchased a large statue of an Indian, a Mingo Indian, which a lot of us have a lot of pride in that. Right now it's being painted and it will be put out front in the city building. And my understanding, it takes 4 people to even pick that thing up and set it down. But right now it's getting painted. We will continue to do projects throughout the city, such as painting. If you've been up at the cemetery and you notice we're starting on the fence, painting the fence. We're going to try to get the whole fence painted all the way, which is going to take a lot of time. But if you look at the gate area there where they've started to go each way on the fence, and along with the gate itself, the committee has been doing that. There's a lot of work down at the marina going on. Mr. and Mrs. Cribbs and Jody Lynn have done an awful lot of work down in that area down there. Unfortunately, some of the trees and everything that we planted down there were destroyed by people down there. And so, but we have kept up with it down there, and we're very proud of the work that we've done down there. And Jody Lynn has done a lot on Potter Spring, work down there that we have done. And last but not least, I would like to say to all you people, we are selling tickets, which we do every year with the Revitalization Committee. And we purchased a big wreath, and on that wreath there will be $500 put into that wreath. 200 of it will be Ohio lottery tickets, and $300 will be for different things that you can use for going, say, to Chili's and yeah, and so we are selling tickets, and if any of you would like to purchase any after the meeting, I have tickets here. They are $5 a piece, or if you want to book us 6 tickets, they are $6. Thank
6
you,
for
Mayor.
20.
Yeah, 6 for 20.
I had a man the other day ask me if we could get the ramps at the marina cleaned or muddy.
I already talked to them about it.
Yes.
Okay.
They should be going.
Fire department.
I already told
Yeah,
them.
we've been down there a couple of times.
Yeah.
The rain, but,
It's in some hoses.
I called him Sunday.
okay, all
I called Johnny Wright Sunday. He said he'll take care of it
right.
next
They've been
couple
down,
days.
they've been down there going a couple times. All right, and with that, well, first of all, I'd like to thank people for showing up to council meeting, and the employees, John, Kyle, Chief Sagan, Brett, I'll even throw you in there. You guys do a nice job for this village.
Not yet.
And announce Mingo Golf Tournament Sunday. What time? 9 o'clock. Yeah, it's country club. If anybody wants to donate, feel free.
Good.
Take all the good donations.
All right, with that, do we
I
have?
haven't seen Drovers on there yet.
Yes, please.
Separate type thing. We mentioned before about changing some of the meetings for summertime to one meeting a month for the 3 months of the summer. And we also brought to our attention with our ordinances, our village ordinance currently right now say that our meetings are the second and fourth Thursday. we've been meeting Tuesdays for years. So with that being the issues, I'd like to make a motion to bring forth an ordinance modifying the section in which it talks about our meetings to making them the second and fourth Tuesday of the month, with the exceptions being the month of June, July, and August, wherein there will be one meeting per month. Designated on the third Tuesday.
Beginning January 1.
Beginning January 1, 2020.
I second.
Eric?
Yes.
Gerald?
Yes.